up, guys? It's Dustin and I'm back with another video. Yes, this is not a conventional setup. I have lights all in front of me and I'm sitting in front of this because this is the only space in this place for me to film today. But I wanted to come on here and talk about something that's kind of like somewhat serious. In my opinion, as a social media influencer, I've been doing this for about 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, I don't know. But I know that there'll be somebody in the comments correcting me because we're gonna be talking about Trishyland today. So you guys, I believe that Trishyland is a cult. These people are crazy, they're maniacal, and they're just reasoning with reality doesn't make sense to me. So I wanted to come on here and talk about that just a little bit. So if you're here for that, stay tuned to this video. Okay, now before we get into this, I want to say yes, I'm very aware of all the stuff that Trisha Paytas has done for literally years here on YouTube. I think she's been here for like 14, 15, maybe even 16 years. I don't know. I know that she was here when they turned the lights on. And I've pretty much followed Trisha for about the whole time that she's been here on YouTube. I've made quite a few videos on this channel about Trisha. I always congratulate Trisha when I think that she gets something right, and I'm always the first one to call her out when I think that she does something bad. I'm not trying in any way to excuse anything that Trisha has done in the past. I know that Trisha has done a lot of offensive things, a lot of very controversial things, a lot of things that have rubbed people the wrong way. There have been a lot of communities that Trisha Paytas has like really offended, really came off just really in a bad way. I'm not trying to excuse that. But with all that said, we all know that Trisha Paytas has spoken out about like family channels in the past, and now that Trisha has had her baby, people are kind of upset that she's showing her baby. Right? I don't understand that, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. I just want to go over Trishyland just a little bit. But you know what? Even before that, I want to talk about like people that are calling Trisha out saying that she's exploiting her baby for clicks and views, right? It's the nerve for me that people have the audacity to put this baby in a thumbnail. Now, I'm not gonna show you this thumbnail, but it's Trisha Paytas in the hospital holding the baby. It's literally one of the pictures just right after birth, I believe. And Rich Lux titled his video, "Is Trisha Paytas using the baby for clicks and views?" In what world does that make sense to you? Okay, so you're gonna call someone out for clickbaiting and doing all these different things for views and clicks, but then you're gonna turn around and do that? Like, listen, I'm not trying to be the moral compass here. I've fucked up and done a lot of things in the past that I really wish I hadn't. And I'm really trying to change people's opinions of me because I don't think that I've handled things 100% correctly in the past. It's just impossible for one person to do. But you guys have to see the irony in this. If you're gonna call Trisha Paytas out for exploiting her child and then you turn around and do the same thing, you're just as bad, if not worse, than the person that you're calling out, in my opinion. And you don't have to agree with me. I don't really care if you do or not. I'm not here to try to sway your opinion, but you have to see the irony in that. That's like having a spoon when all you need is a knife, girl. But one of my favorite things about this, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna be looking down just a little bit because I have my MacBook here because my iPad decided to die. But Rich pinned a comment that says, "There is a difference between using the baby and introducing the child to the world and using the child as a clickbait for views." Clickbait. And she said she wasn't going to. Such a liar. Now, I don't know if Trisha's watched this video. I really know that Trisha does know Rich because they've hung out in the past, but I would not take one bit of criticism from someone that can't spell bait and cannot spell liar. It's the fact that these types of people get on here and think that they know what's best for someone else's child. And before we get any further into this, I get it. A lot of family channels are bad. And I'm not excusing Trisha for being hypocritical of family channels in the past saying she would never do this. But what I am saying is that Trisha has not done anything, in my opinion, that's exploitative the way that a lot of these family channels have in the past. I mean, look at Austin McBroom and Catherine McBroom. Didn't they like clickbait their son like getting hit in the mouth and then put like blood in the thumbnail and stuff? When Trisha does that, then you'll have an argument, in my opinion. Now I'm gonna talk about Trishyland a little bit. I am not really too familiar with Trishyland, honestly. I thought that Trishyland was Trisha's like spicy site, but I was wrong. But apparently it's this whole Reddit of people that talk shit about Trisha. Listen, I get it. I know that people are gonna do this. There used to be Locale, Kiwi Farms, Guru Gossip, and Lipstick Alley, all of which I have been mentioned on and none of which I give a fuck about. But this is very much that vibe. It's where people go to air their grievances, and they're not always kind, they're not always nice, and 99.9% of the time, the person reading it is gonna get their feelings hurt. But this is just pretty much where people air grievances. They call out inconsistencies in stories and listen, I get it. Trisha has flip-flopped through history. Trisha has always done one thing and said another. But when you're critiquing things and you've never walked a mile in that shoe, you really don't know what you're gonna do at that point. You know what I mean? So it was very easy for Trisha to get on the internet and say what she wasn't gonna do, how she wasn't gonna do things, because she hadn't been there yet. But let's just go down a list of some of the things that these people say about Trisha Paytas. Did Big T say Jason instead of Moses? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and play this because I really don't care. I feel like this is grasping at straws. This is one of those situations where I feel like if Trisha was eating crackers in a corner, somebody would be like, I hate the way that that bitch is breathing. Now, here's another person calling Trisha out saying, ma'am, it's been 5 whole days. I'm not gonna put my baby in the thumbnail for everything. If she does, what is it your business? Like, I don't understand how that is affecting you as a person, how that's affecting you in any way, shape, or form. Because these thumbnails that I see that you posted here are harmless. Now, if this was an exploitative situation and Trisha was exploiting this baby in some kind of bad way, I could see your point. But the fact that she said that she wasn't gonna do it and then she changed her mind, it's free will. She's allowed to do that. Trisha on exploiting babies for monetary gain, and this just gets back into what I said before. You can change your mind, and your definition of exploitation and Trisha's definition of exploitation and my definition of exploitation are 3 totally different things. So it's kind of one of those things where everybody has an opinion and they're just like assholes. Except the person writing this is an asshole because they partake in this really shitty subreddit. And there's a whole bunch of videos here, but I really wanted to talk about this one about Adam McIntyre. Now, I don't even really know this kid that much. I don't like the kid just because of the way that he came up and everything, and we're gonna talk about that just a little bit because I have watched a little bit of this video. But it's the fact for me that Adam is getting on here continually talking about Trisha Paytas. It really must be a slow news day because what he talks about in this video, there's no way that what he's saying is true. And I'll tell you why here in a moment. Now, I'm gonna play this and react to it. I'm not gonna input it up here because I don't have time to edit like that. I'm sorry, but someone said Adam left no crumbs in his newest video about Trisha. So I'm gonna play that and I'm gonna react.
Faith that she wasn't gonna do this, but it looks like she is. And I'm incredibly disappointed. I'm incredibly nervous if this is the direction that we're going to be taking, and this is the same logic
I just have to stop right there. She's put her baby in her thumbnail. I think she's maybe possibly tweeted out a picture of the baby in like this new like little girly outfit. This is all very normal. What you don't understand, Adam, is that Trisha is an actual successful social media influencer, and she shared her life pretty much for the whole time that you've been alive. Trisha's YouTube channel is almost older than you are. So I don't really understand why you think that she should value anything that you have to say or the critiques that you're giving her about her child. It's her child. And I know that Adam has said that I've made videos about him in the past because apparently like there was some tweets or some things or something a couple weeks ago that came out and I was just like, are you serious? This kid has never been on my radar like that. I've just never really liked him. I don't like his vibe. I don't like what he's about. I don't like the way that he operates. He's just not my cup of tea. But let's finish listening to this because I have a lot to say.
Whenever I see any family channel doing this. This is not just that Trisha's doing it. This is about an individual who has shit on everyone else for doing it, talked about how dangerous it is, the repercussions of it, and now because she can do it, she's doing it.
Now, my whole thing about family channels is one thing, right? And listen, I don't know the first thing about Colleen Ballinger. I know who she is. I've interacted with her a few times, right? Never followed her in any real capacity. But it's really weird that you would sit here and say this, Adam, when you literally, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you beg her to send you a pair of panties? Is that not weird behavior? So while we're questioning Trisha Paytas' parenting ability, we should really look at your parents because they allowed Colleen Ballinger to send you her panties, dude. Like, can you like iron that out for me? Can you make that make sense? Can you make the math? Because while you're sitting here talking about someone taking pictures of their baby and putting it in a thumbnail and all that different shit, dude, you had a whole grown-ass person send you panties. So when your parents can like really address that and you can really explain to me why you think that you're in a position where you could speak on someone's child, you let me know. You let me know, kid. You let me know. So let's continue this bullshit.
And that's my issue with it, and I will not stop talking about this because I believe that there should be laws protecting,
Okay, first and foremost, you won't stop talking about this because it's making you money.
There should be laws protecting children on YouTube. I don't think videos with children in them should be able to.
If you were really, I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages. If you were really that bothered about it, if you were really that serious about being serious about it, what are you doing to implement laws? Who are you writing? Are you really that worried? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing to have laws like this implemented? I'll wait. If you're that bothered by what Trisha's doing, what have you done to change it.
I also just think that there needs to be the same laws for child actors that there is for YouTube babies. I can't believe we're not even a week into this beautiful baby being here, this beautiful baby.
And you're exploiting it by talking about it. Like, you're not holding anyone accountable. There's not a court of law here on YouTube. Literally what you're doing is just exploiting the same way that you're accusing Trisha of, by talking about it. That's what you're doing. That's what you and all these people on Trishyland are doing. That's what you're all doing.
For starters, she's already been the poster child of the ASMR channel. And that's not even touching the other channels. Oh, sorry, the main channel was included too, in the TikToks, but like...
Could you speak?
You can't preach for years about how dangerous putting children online is in family channels and stuff. And
you can't preach when your parents allowed Colleen Ballinger to send you her pennies when you were a minor. Do you see how hypocritical this is? You're calling Trisha Paytas out for hypocrisy when you had a whole ass human adult from the United States mailing you her panties. I digress. He's not making much sense.
Once you have a baby, your excitement overrules that. I don't believe that's what it is. Trisha's talked about at length how she knows that family channels make so much money, and she's so jealous that, you know, they make so much money and she's out here getting dragged.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought because we had a delivery happen and I lost where I'm at. But pretty much I was at the end of me reacting to Adam and his bullshit opinion on how he thinks that Trisha Paytas is exploiting her daughter for views and clicks. And I'm just sitting here thinking about like there's so many other things going on in the world now, and you're worried about Trisha Paytas putting her baby in a thumbnail. That's where I'm at. And for all these people that are on Trishyland that dedicate so much, you're a cult. If somebody can move on the internet and you instantly know, there's something wrong with you. That reminds me of a time when there was someone that said they were the first person to dislike my video. That's fine. That does nothing but help me, but that's weird, dude. It's weird behavior. And I want to know what you guys think on it because I know that I have a lot of parents that follow me. How would you feel? I think that Trisha Paytas sharing her singing to her baby in the hospital in a thumbnail is perfectly fine. And all these people that are screaming exploitation, 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 while then turning around and sharing the pictures of the baby, and I'm not saying that Adam did that. I haven't seen him share the picture one time, but what I'm saying is his opinion is hypocritical for many different reasons. And even the people on the subreddit have been like super friendly about not sharing the picture, but you're still contributing to the talks of that whole conversation. It's just weird behavior to me. So until Trisha Paytas actually does something that I think is really exploitative and I think that is very bad, like giving her kid like a dick lollipop, then we'll talk. But until then, you people just need to chill. But let me know your opinions and thoughts down below because I really want to know what you guys think about this. It's okay if you don't agree with me, just don't be disrespectful and we won't have a problem. But you guys, I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.